Hi guys, welcome to Brandix Reviews. Today I'm just going to be talking about the recent death of George Romero, the film director. Really sad news. I just found out about this. Couldn't even be asked to get changed. It's Sunday night, I'm up late watching a film and I was kind of half flicking through Facebook and it just popped up on the LA Times that he passed away. He was age 77 and he had lung cancer. I wasn't even aware of that, but really sad. Now, just put this into perspective, one of the first videos that I ever did at Brandix Reviews was covering George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead franchise. Some of my favourite horror films, really. I mean, I ritually watch those films once a year, usually around Halloween time. I really do get something out of watching those films. Maybe not the last couple of films in that. You had Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, the original trilogy. They were 60s, 70s, and 80s. The decades that each film was made in. And then he made a comeback in 2005 with Land of the Dead, which is a bigger studio film. I think it was Universal. And I quite like that film, but I know it had its problems. And then he did another couple of films. There was Diary of the Dead, which I think was 2007. And that came out in cinemas. It was more of a found footage style film. It was interesting, but it was a bit of a step down really in terms of quality. And then there was Survival of the Dead, which I really didn't like at all, to be honest. But having said that, he's made some really great ones. You know, you've got to have a batting average, really, for being a filmmaker. In many filmmakers like Christopher Nolan or John Carpenter, a lot of other ones that I really love. There are films that they've done that I've not really liked as much. So George Romero is no exception to that. Now, one thing I would also kind of mention, I'm more of a bigger fan of John Carpenter, just in terms of he's got a longer list of great films that I like. Having said that, because I mean, come to think about it, I've seen a few of the George Romero's films that weren't part of the franchise, and again, I wasn't like massively blown away by them. Films like The Crazies, which is a bit weird. There was A Dark Half with Timothy Hutton. That was quite a good film, to be honest. But again, it didn't. It's not one that I watched repeatedly. But I do love the Dead films that he did, and you know, so to say that he's only really done 3, maybe 4 films that I absolutely love. For me to recognise him as such a good film director shows how well he made those films. That's just how I feel anyway. This isn't really a review of the films and the process behind making them, but just how I feel anyway about his work and how I'm really sad that he's passed away. I know I reported on Brandix Reviews on the Facebook page anyway that recently there was an announcement. I think it was either called Road of the Dead or something. It was going to be another one of those films in that franchise that he was producing but not directing, which to me would have given it a little bit more merit than any of the other, of the Dead films, because there's so many out there made by random film directors and they're usually straight to video. But there was this one that was coming out and George Romero was producing it, so that'll be interesting to see how that turns out now anyway, obviously, being directed by a different person, but we'll see anyway. Hopefully it'll have some kind of homage appropriately anyway. I'm going to leave there, and I'm really rambling now like I usually do on all my videos. I just wanted to kind of roll camera and just say what I thought. So that's my initial thoughts anyway. I might do a follow-up video at some point talking about his films. I've done it before and I'm sure I'll do it again. So check back. Hope I haven't bored you here. Again, very sad news, and I'll leave it there and say thank you very much for watching.